What's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review, the 4th anniversary edition of AEW Dynamite, Stockton, California. A lot going on in the show tonight. Basically, we hear from Adam Copeland, aka Edge. I'm trying not to say Edge right now, but you get what I mean. But before we began anything, they did talk to Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega in the back. Basically talking about how they've been on opposite sides from a few years ago, but now they're going to be teaming up against the Don Callis family. Next thing you know, Edge, Adam Copeland, I should say, walked up. Then basically, all the Canadians are right there, right here, right now. So, three big Canadian wrestlers, and Copeland basically telling Jericho, good luck. It was good to see him, and it was nice to meet Omega. Omega said that, you had me on the edge of my seat the other night. And basically, they shook hands after that. So, yeah, I didn't Edge at the beginning. We're going to see him later on in the night. But, hey, we got him right at the get-go. Right after that, Ray Phoenix went against Nick Jackson for the AEW International title, given this is California. It's the Bucks. I don't know why the Bucks are getting all these title shots right now, even though they're already holding some belts. But for some reason, get another tag title shot on Sunday. It makes no sense. If you want to know more about that, go check out my AEW Wrestle Dream review. That is uploaded online right now. Listen, I don't have much to say about this match. Phoenix won. The crowd liked it, I'll give it that, but was it a spot fest like you would see anything else before when it comes out of one of the Bucks? Yes. The only thing difference was it was not a tag match. Phoenix won, basically reversed the pin and got the win right there. Phoenix shoulder was getting checked on. Don't know if he was actually hurt and whatnot, but he seemed to be okay then after that and playing to the crowd then. But no, I don't have much to say about that. Now, next we get to probably the next worst production part of the night. You think last week with the robot was bad with Christian. This week now we have apparently we're supposed to have Cole visiting Roderick Strong at his home, but we couldn't hear anything. You could barely hear the audio. The audio was playing, but only maybe the crowd. I'm assuming the crowd heard it, but you could not hear it on TV. Like you can see what's going on, but you can barely even hear it. So once again, production, either it's on TBS or AEW themselves, which I'm not even sure. So I'm putting blame on both of them. But AEW's had many production problems in the past. Take 22, folks. So this ain't the first time, but it looks like it gets worse almost every other week. And this is 2 weeks in a row now that's been very bad. So we'll get back to that in a second. Griff Garrison, God knows where he's been. We all know his partner Brian Pillman Jr. is in NXT right now, or about to debut in NXT. He went against the return of Wardlow. Wardlow came out, killed this man. Power bomb Symphony, 5 power bombs done. It's over. Wardlow exits, goes to the barricade, and just walks off. Is he heel? Is he just taking care of business? Hopefully his booking is better. The last time I even seen Wardlow when I actually went to the debut episode of Collision and never saw him after that, which I personally believe they have booked this man not good at all. So a lot of people hoping he would go to WWE now at this point because his booking in AEW has made no sense in recent times. So hopefully there's a change now at this point, but I don't know. Can't really be sure. But right after that, they end up going to what? Callis and them. I guess Kyle Fletcher. I guess Sammy Guevara is not cleared, so he can't wrestle. Will Ospreay, I'm sure, is headed back to New Japan. So let's throw one of the other United Empire guys around, and they put Kyle Fletcher in his replacement. Now they actually did play the Cole and Strong video, which they blamed TBS for transmission, but given Cole is hurt and he's riding around with a scooter, and him and Roderick Strong all having a race and all that stuff, and Roderick Strong trying to put him in the guilt den, saying I still need your help and stuff. So I don't know how long Cole's gonna be out, given he has to have surgery on his ankle. It looks pretty bad, by the way, too. So I don't know how long Cole's gonna be out, but I guess they keep him around for sketches. So they end up playing the whole thing again. After they played the video the first time, we couldn't even hear it. They actually played it again. So I don't know, man. Production. The Acclaim went against the Butcher, the Baker, and the Candlestick Maker. I don't care. I just don't. Acclaim won. That's it. I don't think anybody cared. And I think they spent most of the time talking about what they got going on next Tuesday. I guess this week was the final installment of Tony Storm's The Portrait of a Star. As, RJ City said, "You've been doing this for 14 years now," and basically, he says, "You don't know what I've had to do and everything, and how pay-per-views roll the dice." And basically, RJ City said, "You're not even that old," and he says, "You're timeless." So now, timeless Tony Storm is gonna happen. I like the ring of that. Timeless Tony Storm sounds pretty good. Right after that, um, we did go to Bullet Club Gold, Juice and the Gun Club, talking about Adam Cole, and they heard talk about MJF, and talked about how Jay White was beat up last week. MJF came out calling him tofu, and whatnot, and basically talking about the Ass Boys and the talentless Tank Juice Robinson. So we got the crowd to start chanting that then. And he says he's done some horrible things before. Like, throw Chris Jericho off the cage, whip Cody Rhodes, always gets kicked off the air, calling Tony Khan an effing mark. But, he talked about a Stockton street fight then. And basically, he's about to go fight all of Bullet Club Gold. But Jay White showed up from behind, hit him with the Blade Runner, and took the AEW World title with him, which wouldn't matter if he became champion again. This man is a former world champion. He's been IWGP champion, folks. And basically, he said, "I don't care what type of parlor tricks you do, but now you're not fooling anybody. I'll hold on to this title." And he said, "I'm just a liar and a coward," and he wants a title shot at Full Gear. And basically, MJF accepted the challenge then. So at least MJF is now going to be back. Since Cole is hurt, he's finally back in the world title picture, even though he is the world champion, but he's been opening 2 pay-per-views with tag belts now and fighter and jobber tag teams. He's actually in a main event match now for the world title. So at least they went back to that now. After that, Hook and Cassidy talking about whatever with Phoenix and the title, don't really care. Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega went against Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. A good match. Code Breaker did a one-wing angel for the win. But right after that, Powerhouse Hobbs ended up attacking both of them. Which, I guess they got something for Hobbs finally. Because it's like after he lost to Miro, he just been walking around talking about the Book of Hobbs again on Collision, doing nothing. So hopefully something goes out well for him. They start beating up, Jericho and Omega. They tied Omega to the ropes, and then Don Callis took a chair and hit him in the head. So we still doing. I thought they said they didn't want to do chair shots to the head, but they see a chair shot to the head on AEW every other time. So, what's up with that? I don't know. Some say it was a work chair or it was a fake chair. I don't know, man. Kind of dented it pretty good, but still, why are we doing chair shots to the head again? I thought they stopped that. I thought they had a whole rule book for that, but I guess they don't follow their own rules. But Hobbs, we'll see what happens for him. Right after that, Max Caster was in the training room. Basically telling he's going to call up Adam Cole and see what's going on. For some odd reason, the Acclaim walked in. Max Caster just starts rubbing up on MJF's shoulders, and MJF talking about letters in the bag and strange tweets and told him to leave, and or is he going to get a restraining order? And he tried to call Adam Cole, and it was only a voicemail. Let me say this. One, that whole segment was suspect. Why is Max Caster rubbing up on him? And, I've had people tell me that, oh, well, you got to look online. They've always got Max Caster talking about how he thinks MJF is sexy or something, or he's trying to fuck him, basically. I don't know how many people are really looking that up online or following that, but that's very suspect, okay? As Riley Freeman would say from the Boondocks, nigga, you gay. So that's one thing to put it as, but that was very suspect. I'm like, why is he rubbing up on him like that? What like literally, what was that? I don't know. Samoa Joe had a video playing. Basically needs to regain his hunger. He's in a suit and having a cigar and a drink, and he respects MJF, but he's always gonna learn that he always manages to eat. Sky Blue went against Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm. I get a kick out of Tony Storm now. Tony Storm is great. Okay, even I know they went to commercial, but it was one thing she said, tit slap or titty slap, or I don't know what that was, but I thought it was hilarious. I like Tony Storm. I guess she's a heel still also. She ended up beating Sky Blue. listen, the best thing out of this match was Toni Storm and the new gimmick she has right now. Well, there's several things. So yes, they were in a death spot usually about 8:30, but you got this timeless Toni Storm gimmick. You got a lot of cake out there between Toni Storm and Sky Blue, and a pretty good match too. So I have more positive things to say about the women's match this week for AEW for those reasons. But timeless Toni Storm, I'm definitely digging it. They talked about Rampage. For some reason, they said it was a fatal four-way this Friday, but then they literally had Stokely Hathaway say the same thing they just said, say it was going to be a fatal four-way this Friday. So if they just said it, why did Stokely have to repeat himself? Makes no sense. I guess Collision will be at a shorter time. Then again, AEW is going to be next Tuesday, so they got big competition ahead of them with the WWE going on. I know they announced the card for next week, so it's going to be both shows going at the same time. But next thing you know, Tony Schiavone ended up introducing Adam Copeland. Same entrance, same Edge entrance, Alter Bridge, Metalingus entrance, all of that. Rated R superstar, and talked about Schiavone and, say he was the voice or the soundtrack of his childhood. And, he's been a big deal, but now this is my time in the ring. Fans chanted Adam. He said that's kind of weird. He talked about he had to retire back in 2011, but right now he's standing in the AEW ring, and he would like to become world champion again. And, it would look pretty good around his waist. Talk about all the opponents he could be facing right now, from Moxley to Jericho to Kenny Omega, Miro, Hobbs, Jay White, Juice Robinson. There's a lot he can do right now because retirement was going to be a thing, but he decided to come to AEW. He even sat down with his family and basically says, go have fun with Uncle Jay, which is Christian Cage. And he wanted him out here right now and talk about they were one of the greatest tag teams of all time. We've been friends for 40 years. Fans chanted, holy shit. We're best friends and all that stuff. And talk about, soon enough, Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne will turn on you once they get all the knowledge from you. And, you got your face like a, I don't know what he called him, but they had to bleep it out. I didn't hear it, but I guess he called him a dick. But, that's not going to change. But listen, he couldn't stand there, let him take out Sting, especially how they got haircuts like Sting before and whatnot. And, what he says, wife's parents are Polish and they couldn't speak English, but they like Sting. And basically, he says he's here because it's time. We could be facing tag teams, FTR, the Young Bucks. We need to become the tag team champions again, one more time. So we need the return of Edge and Christian, folks. And then they hugged in, but then, Cage said on the microphone, go fuck yourself. So for the benefit of those with flash photography, go fuck yourself. That's how I would have said it. But basically, Cage left. Edge was stunned by it. People started chanting asshole. But Christian, say before I leave, let me know who your opponent is for next Tuesday, which is Luchasaurus. So the new Christian coalition, folks. That's what I like to call them now. Christian, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne, the new Christian coalition. But a good segment to close the show. Obviously, they already in the Edge versus Christian, or Edge in Christian, or however this is going to go out. But with AEW going on for next Tuesday, they have competition with the WWE right now for NXT. So obviously, that's going to be a big thing. And yeah, I will say this about Edge. I think people should go look at Edge's interview and whatnot, because I think calling him a traitor makes no sense. To a lot of fans that seem mad about him still going to AEW, and he got explained it. Like, they went two different directions. I don't think Edge, and listen, Edge is a Hall of Famer. He's a legend. He's literally done everything in WWE. I said this in the review and whatnot. He's basically done it all in WWE, so why not go somewhere else? He didn't want to go to the wayside, it looks like, especially with TKO going over. I don't think he knew where his position was going to be in the company, if he would even still be a main event guy like that over there in the WWE right now. So I can't really say I blame him for leaving. And I'm sure they paid him, like I said, Tony paid, I'm sure, crap loads of money to this man to come over here. So I said they're trying to fill the void to CM Punk. But, that's basically why they have him here right now. So, yeah, it's a lot to say about that when it comes to Edge in AEW right now. But other than that, that's all I really got to say. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Hoodnight890. I will see you guys then. Hit the like, hit that notification bell. And we are out of here. So, peace.